What's good, everybody? Articulated Ninja here, and shout out to my bro Glenn once again for making this possible. Today we are taking a look at number 71 in the G.I. Joe classified line, Rock and Roll. And I don't even want to waste any time. Let's just get right into this, because it seems like lately every classified wave as of recently, they all have had like QC issues and specific characters. Dusty had a QC issue, Zorana had a QC issue, CoverGirl had a QC issue. They're messing up, and I'm hoping that that's not the case here. I'm hoping this shit is amazing, because this character looks amazing. So I just want to get him out the box, and let's see if Rock and Roll is actually good. All right, so y'all know what time it is. Let's check out D-ass on this action figure.
Hey, yo!
Pause. I'm talking about detail, articulation, accessories, and size. Where's your mind at? Yo, classified team. Why can't every figure be of this quality or better? He's good, man. Like, I have my issues with him. They're small compared to what they could be. You know, ain't no arms or limbs falling off here. It's just some of the paint apps are kind of off. But other than that, this guy is amazing, man. He's exactly what I was hoping he would be. Aside from my little paint defects or whatever, this guy is good. Tattoos came out nice and clean. The positioning of them is kind of weird, but that's just because it's on an action figure, and you know, they got to position it in between the joints. But the tattoos came out clean. There is some paint that's off in certain areas, like you can see right there on his sleeve connected to his skin. There's just certain parts that the paint is off, man. It's just sloppy. It's not neat. But aside from that, I literally have zero complaints other than some of the paint being off. The sculpting, the detail, I feel like there's so many new parts on this guy. Probably won't be new for long. I'm sure they're gonna get reused soon, but that's okay. They're new to me right now on this figure. I mean, come on, man. My guy has a mom tattoo at $24.99. What's not to like about this guy? Bro, he has it all. He got it all. And taking a look at him just from the boots up, like, for me personally, everything is here. I'm good with this. And honestly, I think as far as head sculpts are concerned, he would have got a 10 out of 10. He would have gotten a 10 out of 10. But I do have some little paint blotches, blonde paint blotches from his beard or his head or on his cheeks where they're not supposed to be. And, you know, just the paint apps on the face in general could have been a little bit neater. But overall, as far as sculpting is concerned, I do think this is one of the best head sculpts we have ever gotten in a line. I know a lot of people like Major Blood, me included. I like Major Blood, but for me, he is the best good guy, the best Joe that they have released so far. Hands down, for me, I'm gonna have to give it to Rock and Roll, man. This guy is badass. And so as far as detail is concerned, from literally the top of his helmet all the way down to his boots, I feel like he has it. The only downside is the paint apps. The paint apps are just off in certain small little places, not enough to really bother me, but I'm sure they can be off on other people's on more important places, and maybe it may bother them. But damn, man, all around, for the most part, I'm really enjoying this figure so far. And as far as articulation is concerned, I feel like he's the same as every other figure. He's not any better, he's not any worse, and I don't really have a problem with the articulation when it comes to G.I. Joe Classified. So I'm not going to sit here and go through moving every single elbow, knee, and ankle, and chances are this ain't your first classified figure, so you guys already know what the articulation is like. For me personally, it's just okay, it's good. I don't have any complaints. But in regards to articulation, everything on this guy is tight. Nothing feels a little too loose. Nothing was a little too gummy. Everything was just good. Like, if we can get this a better all the time, we'd be fucking straight, man. And here are the accessories, and I'm good with this amount because we finally have some extra hands. Hopefully they will start giving us more hands in general in later and future waves, but for now, you know, beggars can't be choosers. We've needed extra hands with these figures for so long, so they need to start including them. I'm glad that we have some here, and I feel like every single Joe has to come with a Yo Joe hand. You know, everyone deserves a right fist or a left, whatever, right fist that they can throw up into the sky and scream Yo Joe. They should all definitely at least come with that, and they don't. So this is pretty cool. I really do like the walkie-talkie. I like everything about it here. And the accessories, the gun really doesn't matter to me because I'm gonna use Valorverse Action Force guns. I'm glad that these aren't Nerf guns. I am 100% happy with that. But the actual, like the little bipod tripod thing on the front of the M60, it's kind of loose, kind of janky. So like I said, it doesn't even matter to me. I'm swapping out these guns anyway for Valorverse guns. And you guys can see, since this is the Hasbro gummy plastic, my gun is warped. The barrel is actually pointing upwards a little bit, and this ammo cartridge does pop off pretty easily. That's one of my downsides with the figure. That does suck. Whenever it's on this gun, it does pop off just super, like I can gently touch it and it's just gonna pop off. So hopefully they fix their whole little pegging system that they got going on there. But doesn't matter to me anyway, because like I said, I don't really care about these guns anyway. Yeah, outside of that, I'm happy with all the accessories that are included in this, and I really like the helmet. I think this is the best helmet that we've gotten so far. To me personally, it's better than Roblox's helmet, and it's better than Breaker's helmet, and it has that small, you know, Hang 10 deco on it. That I think that shit's pretty cool, and it is a soft gummy plastic, and I like that. I feel like when it comes to clothing accessories, as far as helmets, vests, that should be soft and gummy. Not when it comes to actual weapons though, that shouldn't be soft and gummy. Yeah, and I really like this walkie-talkie way more than I thought I would, but I'm probably gonna replace his guns before the end of this video because I like him so much as a figure. I want him to have better guns, and he deserves better than this janky gun that they gave him. Like I said, I'm glad it's not a Nerf gun, but he looks so much better with some Action Force guns in his hand. There's no competition as far as deco and sculpting is concerned between these guns. And just as far as the size comparison is concerned, here he is with some other G.I. Joe classified figures, and just looking at him compared to Duke real fast, I do feel like he has more width to his body, like he's a little bit more jacked. Similar to Outback, he just looks a little bit bigger and a little bit more jacked compared to the regular or more average classified figure. And here is how he scales next to some Marvel Legends, and as usual, man, I feel like classified, Marvel Legends, Valorverse, I feel like these lines all scale really, really good with each other. I like the way that he looks here next to these Legends, and then here we have him next to some NECA horror figures that I like. And once again, NECA is more on a 6.5, 7.5 range, so I understand why the height is so much different here. And then right here we have him.
I don't like where this is going.
We have him scaled next to Miss OnlyFans, aka Deep Throat.
Stop!
Then here he is next to some Valorverse Action Force ladies. I like that he's just a tad bit taller than them, not too big and definitely not shorter. I like his height here a lot. And then here we have him next to some Action Force males as well. And overall, like I said, these lines complement each other. I love Classified, I love Valorverse. I'm definitely gonna have my cake and eat it too. I'm going to enjoy every military line that I can that doesn't have soft goods in the 6-inch, you know, 1/12 scale range. And right now, Valorverse and Classified is the two biggest military scale lines. Damn, I wish Classified would just give us more of this. And just speaking of size, I knew from the moment that I seen Rock and Roll, I wanted him to go with my trigger. Just their faces and everything, honestly, their face sculpts, they look like Beard Brothers. Like, I feel like you gotta say it with a little more vigor than that. Beard Brothers. Yeah, they look like they would be kicking ass on the battlefield together. So I knew that from the moment that I saw Rock and Roll, I already knew who he was gonna be partnered up with in my universe. I just love how they look together. The Beard Brothers are coming to kick some ass. So for me personally, my judgment is this is the best Joe that they have ever released, as far as at least the good guys are concerned. I like Major Blood. I like Storm Shadow. There was quite a few that I liked as far as Cobra's concerned, but as far as Joe's, for me personally, this gotta be the best Joe that they have released so far. Not to mention, outside of the shitty paint apps that I have on mines in certain places, overall his sculpting, especially his face sculpt, the beard, the hair, overall this thing just looks good. And the reason that I like his face sculpt so much is, you guys know I like to kit bash, you can use this head for multiple things. Not to mention, to me, he looks like a more badass Duke. You know, I know a lot of nostalgia people, they just don't want to see it. They refuse to see it. But for me, he looks like a more badass, tired, been through some shit Duke. That's what I see when I look at this face sculpt. Not to mention some other lines. Like, look, so the peg was a little bit smaller on him than it was on Duke, obviously. But I just took the Dremel, made it a little bit wider, and now I can put the head on anybody that I want to. And like I said, look at this head sculpt on Duke's body. This Duke, for me personally, looks badass. Why? Because I just think his head sculpt looks badass. I understand if you're so attached to the original character, if you can't look past it. But for me, since I'm not attached to the original character and I just like the design of it, this to me looks like a tired, worn out, been through some shit Duke. Like, he looks serious, he looks mean, he's willing to blur the lines to get the mission done. I love this Duke. Look, I did this with Outback, but look at his head sculpt on a Marvel Legends Captain America. This is badass to me. Like, overall, this figure, he's definitely gonna be in my top 10 or top 20 for 2023, without a doubt. I just feel like it's one of the best in the classified line, and it's so good in that line that it's given us versatility as far as other lines are concerned. If you want to be creative and use your imagination, I just feel like there's a lot of parts and pieces here that you can use to just have fun, just basically have fun. And that's all that I'm doing. I really like this figure a lot. Classified, please keep giving us shit like this. This is what we need in this line. Just step up the paint apps a little bit, please. But we need better QC, and we just need good sculpted figures, like with good accessories. And I feel like he has that. G.I. Joe, classified, Marvel Legends on my mind, Valorverse and NECA time, Mythic Legions I must find, SH Figure Arts I can't lie, Rebel Tech got my pockets dry, Set Action Figures for life, Articulated Ninja is nausea, you might wanna subscribe, Action